Second down now. Deep strike. Got the big man. Crabtree pulls free. And touchdown. Red Raiders with a second to go.
And Harold just put this up, relying on the best receiver in college football to make a play, and the strength of his hands. Big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what Michael Crabtree just did.
C-Mart rejoins me on tape, don't lie. We just saw Michael Crabtree. I mean, the freakish play, the game winner. I mean, that I still remember that as just an awesome moment, one of the high points of Mike Leach's career.
And just shows you sort of the beautiful mind of Mike Leach, how he can create the matchups. This is a guy that likes to make you defend the grass, as he likes to say, in all of the grass in his air raid offense. Just tremendous mind, and he knows how to implement to play to the strengths of his players.
Yeah, I'm very curious how it works at Mississippi State, because for the last two coaches, they've been so run-focused, so run-oriented. I wonder what that wide receiver group looks like. But I think as he grows into recruiting his own players, his own style of guys, I think we're going to see him go out and find his Crabtree, his Welker, or more specifically, the guys that we don't really remember their names.
Yeah, well, you know, and you look at a guy like Wes Welker, who when he came to the NFL, people were saying, hey, he can never play in the league, and he goes and has a tremendous career. He knows that it's about finding players that can play in space. He wants speed in space. He wants twitch. He wants short area quickness. He wants guys that can cut on a dime. That's how you get those guys to succeed in his offense. Michael Crabtree, a very good example.
Yeah, Crabtree, he's an outside wide receiver, right? Wes Welker, he's an inside wide receiver. But you see the inside and the outside. They don't play X and Y the way a lot of other teams do. They play inside, outside. And here, 4 verts is the basis of this offense. It's the cornerstone of how Mummy built, what Mike Leach has built upon. And the little tags are what make this offense so dangerous.
Well, yeah, and when you can get guys aligned and have your quarterback read the coverage here, as you indicated, Michael, it's a 2-by-2 set. And then up top, he knows where he wants to go with the football. Watch how quickly the corner gets in a trail position. So he knows he has this throw. He throws the ball outside, away from the pursuing safety that's coming inside out. And that's how they're able to nail his play and get the ball to the end zone.
Yeah, and so it's Crabtree, but let's just focus on the top 2, right? When you look at this, everyone thinks 4 verts means you always are running down the field. No, if you've got somebody on top of you, then you set it down for that comeback. And here, he sets it down with that back shoulder throw because that safety's coming over the top.
Is rotating over the top, coming inside out. So you know the ball placement has to be the key here. And I think you raised a great point. The inside slot receiver sitting down. And so he's pulling a defender with him. That creates the isolation, the one-on-one coverage up top, and then that's how the ball gets in the end zone.
Yeah, it's good. And it's a great shot here with just the 2 of them, where in theory, on a playbook, they're both running hard. But when you get that safety that sits down on top of you, or that nickel at number 4 that's on top of you, now you stop your route and come back to be a target for your quarterback. Crabtree, you push. But as that safety comes, the quarterback recognizes, hey, I need to put this on his back shoulder because I've got somebody over the top.
And the safety's going to get there late because the number 2 receiver, the slot, he held him and he forced it inside when he went off of his stem. So the safety had to honor that route, and that's why he got over the top late.
And then we're going to see like a more true version. This is Washington State. These guys are all vertical down the field. And what this does, obviously Wyoming handles it, and it forces this check down. But what this does to a defense, right? This is a scheme with the 2-by-2 formation with all 4 guys going vertical. Now you stress that linebacker to try to carry that underneath, and your safeties in cover 2, they got to make a decision. And that's what's so brilliant about working this 4 verts concept.
Well, and checking down, you're clearing out, and now you're forcing a good linebacker in Logan Wilson, many believe will be a top 3 round pick in this NFL draft. He still has to react late to this because he has to respect the deeper throws from the vertical push, and that allows him to be there just a little bit late getting to the running back.
Yeah, I think that, look, the outside release, the little bend to the inside, he's got to respect that, and then he's got to drive that shallow route. But these guys, we saw Max Borghi make a ton of catches, right? These guys, those running backs are going to make catches because everybody's so worried about getting beat over the top.
Well, and I think they win oftentimes with their alignment because they pull you out of the box. They space you so much on the field. And listen, players do not like to play in space, whether that's a linebacker, whether that's a corner. They don't like space. They want tight quarters because it's easier for them to plaster. And so that's what Leach is a mastermind of, spreading you out, creating those spaces.
Yeah, air raid is part of that spread movement, right? It's one of those things. You look at the numbers, and this is the interesting part for me. And And everybody talks about, well, you got to run the ball in the SEC, you got to run the ball in the SEC. But the reason his running numbers aren't super high is because they throw the ball so much. And I mean, they've had games with 70+ pass attempts, but they're consistently look at where they rank in these numbers. Like that to me is a testament to being able to work his system to get the job done.
And also being able to adapt and adjust to his play call. Because you think going into it, if you're the defense, hey, we can pick up some of these schemes that he's doing from the past, but he's so good at manipulating you and changing up the routes and giving you the window dressing also that it's hard to defend.
Yeah, another thing we're going to get into that's big with the air raid, Mississippi State, you're going to see a lot of this too. This is mesh, right? And just two guys crossing, two shallow crosses right here. And it's all eyes. Everything is eyes. You see everybody run immediately to it, and then they sneak in that little dig behind it.
Yeah, I love this route because they're banking on the fact that, hey, if you're going man here, you're going to play off. You see it up at the top of the screen. He's by the number 30. They know they got you right here. Boom. Because you got an exchange route, outside receivers coming inside. The corner has no choice but to go over the top, and as such, it creates a little space, a natural rub, and so he's going to get there late.
I also love this, right? The two guys crossing right there. I also love, it doesn't matter if it's zone or man. Because if it's zone, then you're running out of one guy's zone and you're sitting down on the out. Once you clear, if it's man, tell him, one of the hardest things for a defender to do is chase somebody all the way across the field.
Oh, you hate to see a crosser like that, but you're seeing everybody plaster here. And it's hard to plaster when you're getting this space. You know, you see the linebackers underneath, they're going to cover, they're going to attach and latch on. They do a nice job. But this is an in-breaking route. This is very difficult to cover from a corner. You see the completion to Martin.
Yeah, umpire had to get out of the way. I mean, I love it because from an eye standpoint, you see the early cross, and that's part of your mesh concept. But then that second guy, that means your quarterback knows I don't have my first two guys. Okay, we got those guys covered. I know I've got a guy coming in behind, and I think we're going to see an upgrade from a quarterback understanding for Mississippi State.
And I think how you defend them will be important.
Yes.
Like if you're getting a lot of these rub routes, do you want to play up and try to press them? Do you want to play off and try to combo them? I mean, those are the important things.
Is one guy up, one guy off?
Correct.
Do you tango that whole situation? Like all those things.
Can you tango? Can you combo? But that forces the defensive backs to really work in harmony, to really communicate, and that's what he wants to do. He's putting an onus on them, making them make fast decisions, and hoping that it creates a breakdown.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And then obviously right here we get to the rush attempts, and we kind of hit on it a little bit. And listen, last in rushing attempts. So the fact is he doesn't want to run.
Yeah, if you don't need to, why go there? Never complicate success. He's having success in the pass game, so he doesn't need that run option. He wants to be able to have it so when he goes to it, they're effective, but he knows that he's got to be who they are, and that's going to be pass first team.
And I will say this, you look at the rushing attempts and you look at it being last, but here's the reality. A lot of that screen game, a lot of the bubble game, a lot of the tunnel game, those are extensions of the run game for them. So instead of handing it off, you're throwing it, but those are just long handoffs to the outside.
Exactly right.
But what I did want to point out was look at the box right here, right? 5-man box. That's one-on-one blocking. And let's go pick up a first down.
Well, it's just like I just said earlier, right? Sometimes you can win because of your alignment. Because they space you out, you get three receivers up top. Look at the inside linebacker, Logan Wilson. He has to get out. And when he bumps out wide, now he's putting a lot of stress on his teammate because now you got one linebacker inside. They've gotten you out of the box, created more space, and that's an easy run for Williams to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I love this because, this the spacing is so important, right? And then you get the bubble action, which holds that linebacker even longer. Bubble action holds that linebacker even longer. Now you've got hat on hat out of your offensive line to go make it. And this is a great shot of it. The bubble action and just, listen, everybody, I got this guy, I got that guy. Let's go get to the second level and go get my guy. Let's play some football.
And then you also identify at the top, look how wide your defensive ends are. I mean, so you know you got some natural run lanes here. You're going to get the two deep tackles kick out, and they know that they're going to have that right there, right up the gut. Look at number 7. You think he has stress on him. He knows that he's the only defender because they, again, won with that alignment, got those guys out of the box to create some nice, easy run lanes. This is exploiting a defense, what a defense likes to do, and winning with your formation and winning with your talent.
Yeah, this is great. This is him helping out his offensive line. This is him helping out his running backs. It's him helping out his running game so they can go out and try to win football games. I'm very curious to see how he implements it at Mississippi State.